Hi everybody, it's Kate from the Living Room English Conversation School, and I'm here today to share some more teacher tips and tricks for the classroom. So today's topic is about making goals, making and tracking goals. So it's the beginning of the semester over here, starting for me at least both with teaching and back to grad school, so I thought it was about time to get down to business and make some solid goals to stay motivated and just stay organized with everything going on. I feel like the beginning of the school semester is almost like a second chance at New Year's resolutions. It's the end of summer and we can get back into the groove. It's the beginning of the school year, we're ready to go, excited to meet our new students or meet our new colleagues, and so it's time to make some goals. And thinking back to New Year's resolutions again, I'm guessing a lot of those don't really pan out very well. Why is that? Well, from my experience, at least for me, it's been because you make these huge, grandiose goals that are maybe not so achievable and they remain pretty vague. So today I'm going to talk about how to make and track SMART goals for success. So I'm going to be using my SMART goals planner and tracker that I have created. You can check this out on my Teachers Pay Teacher store at the Living Room. A little plug there. But here we go. Many of you may have already heard about SMART goals. They've been around for a long time now. But basically, it's the acronym SMART, which stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So when you're making goals, you should really keep these in mind because these are going to help you make goals that you're going to be able to achieve. They're not these huge vague things that set you up for failure and make you feel bad about yourself for not achieving them. So here we go. When you want to make goals, you want to make them specific. So don't be vague and just say some big overarching theme. You want it to be concrete because again, if it's too vague, it's going to be really hard to measure. Don't make it too broad or else it will be difficult to measure. Keep it as specific as possible. The next one, measurable. So this one's really important. When you make a goal, you want to make sure there's a way to measure how you're doing and how you're progressing. So whether it's miles or kilograms or words or reps or followers, whatever it is, make sure there's a way that you can measure it so that you're able to see where you're succeeding or maybe where you're not succeeding, and that'll give you a way to go back and reflect on how you need to adjust so that you can work up to that goal. Next, attainable. So this is the one going back to those New Year's resolutions. I think a lot of those resolutions we make are maybe a little bit unattainable. They're a little bit dreaming too big or being a little bit unlikely with our time frame or the effort that we can put into it. So make sure that you have a goal that's within the realm of possibilities. Don't set yourself up for failure. Make sure that there are things that you can do, habits that you can tweak so that it's going to get you to your goal and make you feel successful. This one, R for relevant. So it should be relevant to your life. It shouldn't just be something out of the blue that you're just starting right away, or if it is something that you're just starting right away, make baby steps and make it relevant to your daily life or weekly life so that you can really make it a habit and use it every day or every week or whenever it is. Time bound. This one's also super important. You want to give yourself a deadline or at least some soft deadlines, because if you don't give yourself a deadline, you can always put it off. Oh, I'll do it next week. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And let's be real. If you keep doing that too much, I do it myself, it's never going to get done. So make sure your goal is time bound and you give yourself a good deadline. So I like to use visual representations just because I'm more of a visual learner, so it helps me think it through better. So first, start with your life category. So what do I mean by that? Is this goal professional? Is it educational? Is it for your health? Is it for your family? Is it about yourself, some personal thing? Pick out a life category so that you can start to make it more specific. Step 2 would be to write down your goal. What's your specific target and what's a specific deadline? So you want to add in that little bit of time-boundedness in there and give yourself a deadline about when you're going to reach this target. So this is your more overarching but specific goal. The third thing, so this is really important, is how-tos. So you have your goal, but how are you going to achieve your goal? Write them down. This is where we get into how to measure your goal. So for example, if you're an English language learner and you want to improve your English proficiency, maybe you're going to take the IELTS test or the TOEIC test and you want to improve by a certain score. That's a pretty specific goal. Okay, I want to score this score on my next test. How to? These are really concrete steps and activities that you can do to ensure that you're moving towards your goal. For example, learn 10 new vocabulary words a week and use them in conversation. That's an easy way to track. At the end of the week, you can go over your vocabulary and see whether or not you remember it and how well you use it. Say you want to practice your listening, so you watch a English language TV series and you make sure you do that every week and write down the vocabulary from that. That's a great step. That's a great how-to achieve that goal. How-tos are really concrete. They're relevant activities that you can add into your daily life, and they're measurable, so you can make sure, am I doing this? It's like make it a check on your to-do list. Check or no check. And then motivation. So this one I think is also, well, it's all important, but this one, what keeps you motivated? So this should be really concrete also. It's kind of like a reward system almost. If you're one of those people who needs a little reward to get that extra push, it could be going out to the movies, it could be whatever it is. It can be a little reward, a little gift to yourself, whatever it is that you need to give you that little extra motivation, and also to keep you accountable and make sure you're getting your goals done and your how-tos done. Well, check, check, check. So you've made the goals, and that was the easy part. Now comes the hard part, is actually working on those goals and tracking those goals. So how are you going to track those goals? One of the ways that I like to track my goals, either weekly or bi-monthly, is to take some time to reflect and come back to my how-tos and check in with how I've been meeting those how-tos. So again, our how-tos are measurable and they're relevant to our daily lives, so it should be easy to track on whether or not we're actually succeeding in doing those how-tos. I have a little sheet, again from my little goals tracker, to write down every week or however often as is good for you, what progress that you've made so far. So here, positive progress, you want to write down what how-tos you've really been working hard at. On the flip side, it's also important to write about what improvements that you can be making. And this can include adjusting your how-tos if they're just not working for you. You may realize that it's not working, so you might have to go back and change your how-tos. But that would be an improvement that you can write down and reflect on why you're not getting closer to your goal. Additionally, doing a tracking system like this helps you to see each positive progress as a small victory, and it also shows that these little improvements that you have to make is just an opportunity for the next week or the next period of time, rather than looking at it as a failure, which quite often makes us feel bad about ourselves, and then for me at least, makes me just want to give up. But here, rather than giving up, you see where you need to improve and you're motivated for the next time to go and fight and achieve your goal. Goals making in the classroom is extremely beneficial. It builds a variety of skills, for example, organization, time management, critical thinking skills, collaboration and social skills, as well as giving and receiving constructive feedback. So if students are put into little goals groups, it's great because they can give each other feedback, or they can share some improvements or suggestions that they have for their peers. So I found that making goals in the classroom is a really positive way to, again, get away from that all or nothing failure kind of ideology and move into a more positive and supportive classroom environment where students are working together and motivating one another to achieve their goals and to have more autonomy over what they're learning and how they like to learn. So this is just one tool of many that are out there for how to make and track your goals that I found beneficial. If you're interested, you can go and find my Smart Goals for Success packet on Teachers Pay Teachers at the Living Room School. It's a lot prettier than this. My printer ran out of ink, so it's all black and white. but you can check it out there. If you have any other tools for making goals or any suggestions, please leave comments below and go ahead and share your tools and tips and tricks for making goals. So now I want to know your goals for this school year, whether it's personal or professional or for your students. What are your goals? Go ahead and share on Twitter, #TPTTeacherGoals, and don't forget to follow on Twitter and Instagram. The links are down below. If you're interested, take a look at my TPT store also below, and happy goals making. Good luck! It's gonna be all right.